So, our lesson this week is part two of Are You Peopling Right? Where we're thinking about deeper spiritual friendships, relationships in which we know one another's dark sides and fully accept and encourage and invite growth from one another. So, for our meditation together today, let's reflect on one specific way that we build, that we nurture, we feed, and develop those kinds of deeper relationships. Now, I do hope that you have those kinds of relationships in your life, but if not, let's consider a wisdom proverb I picked up as a child that if you want to have a friend, be a friend. Now, many of us at many stages in our lives don't have these kinds of friendships or don't have enough of them, and we won't unless we build them, unless we initiate them, unless we help people catch a vision for them. So, our meditation today will be a reflection on how to become this kind of friend. Maybe we'll even think about with whom, because maybe by thinking differently, we might see a way to deepen an existing relationship. And also, by the way, a bedrock foundation of our spiritual community is to normalize these kinds of relationships. And Club Day is coming up on the 23rd. We're going to form groups where we find people who would go on this journey with us. So you may want to pause to get something to write on because the point of self-examination is to precipitate action points. So you want to jot that down if it happens. And once you have that, let's begin by relaxing our bodies, slowing our breath, letting our shoulders drop, our faces go soft, breathing in slowly and out even more slowly. Take a few moments breathing in, exhaling slowly, and relaxing our bodies as we do. Another breath, relaxing our bodies. And so for our reflection today, let's think together about what it means to believe in a better future for someone else. To believe in a better future for someone else. Now, sometimes in some relationships, that's easy. Maybe all the evidence is right there, so it's easy. Or maybe love colors our vision, so again, it's easy. But let's see if there will come to mind a relationship in which believing for a better future is not quite that easy. Maybe requires a little bit of a stretch. Take a moment, see if a relationship comes to mind in which believing for a better future is a little bit challenging. In Thursday's email, I included a quote for our Sunday lesson. A friend knows you as you are, understands where you've been, accepts what you've become, and allows you to grow or encourages you to grow. Now, everybody wants relationships like that, but they are kind of elusive, aren't they? They're kind of rare. So back to that wisdom proverb. If you want those friends, how might we be those friends? So taking another breath, continuing to relax. Let's reflect a moment on that little bit of a stretch relationship and see what would come to mind if you ask yourself, how might I be with that person a believe in a better future friend? See if something comes to mind. Get practical as you imagine. What might you be doing if you were taking baby steps toward believing a better future for that person? What would you be doing? What might you be saying or not saying? This is a little more challenging. What might you be thinking or not thinking? What might be your words, your thoughts, your actions if you were approaching that relationship seeing something beyond the negative thing, something beneath the limiting thing, something bigger than the habit or whatever is restricting your person's deeper self emerging? What might you be doing? Imagine for a moment. Also, we talk all the time about how powerful are the unconscious stories we tell ourselves. So, is there an unconscious story you tell yourself that keeps you from believing the best about your person's future? Believing the best about who they could be becoming? Now, funny thing about that, when we tell ourselves a better future story about someone, we start to think differently about them. And then we treat them differently. And we ourselves become a significant factor in that better future coming forth. So can you see an unconscious story that you tell yourself, a limiting story about your person, about their future? We all have them. What's yours? When do you see yourself going to, well, they just are that way. They always will be that way. That's just a story. It's not hard and fast. It's just a story. What's yours? We spend a lot of time as a community focused on being able to see our stories because we realize that once we do see them, it is possible that we can let them go. We can stand against them. We can challenge those stories. But first, what story do you tell about your person? So in Dwelling Divine, may we be people of hope, hope for others, hope for who our people can become, can be becoming. Amen. Well, I look forward to hearing what you're thinking about in the chat group, what the challenges are that you face seeing a better future for someone, what the stories are that you tell yourself, and how we can together help one another push up against those stories. So I hope to see you there in the chat group and see you on Sunday. Have a growing week.